Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we are.
The floor is yours, Mr. Zine.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have council presentation to neighborhood councils for National Volunteer Week. President?
Give our neighborhood councils a round of applause. They work hard. They work hard for free. They're a great asset to the council members.
If we can have the representatives come down and Gracie, you and Tori and Len Schaefer and Yolanda and who else do we have here? Come on down. Commissioner. Commissioner's not listed here. He should be listed here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Len's leaving his cowboy hat there. Good morning, Commissioner.
Hi.
Good morning, Len. Good morning. So we have National Volunteer Week, an opportunity to shine light on the many Angelenos who work tirelessly to improve the quality of life in our communities of the great city of the Angels. There are now 95 neighborhood councils in the city of Los Angeles, led by over 1,700 board members, and their charter mandate is to engage the communities and to monitor the delivery of city services. Last year, 55 neighborhood councils celebrated their 10th anniversaries, and this 22 neighborhood councils joined them in celebrating a decade of civic engagement. I fought for the establishment of neighborhood councils when I was part of the city's elected charter commission, seems like centuries ago, because I believe that citizens should be able to make contributions to the civic life in their communities. I regularly interact with the neighborhood councils in my district and tell you that this city is strengthened by the efforts of these great citizens of our vast communities of Los Angeles. I'm proud and excited to acknowledge the extraordinary work of these communities and civic leaders today for their great work in the many communities of the city of Los Angeles. In recognition of this decade of engagement, the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners initiated the first annual EmpowerLA Awards to honor neighborhood councils that best fulfill their mission to engage the communities and monitor delivery of city services. And this was brought to me by none other than Len Schaefer, a former member of the prosecution of the District Attorney's Office, who's now retired and very active in the community. The Board of Neighborhood Commissioners also volunteers, and they are volunteers like the Neighborhood Council elected folks, commended for their work. The Commission President Paul Park, where's Paul? Paul? Paul's not here. He's at a conference. And Vice President Len Schaefer, come forward. Len, make sure everybody knows who you are. Len Schaefer. Commissioners Linda Lux. Was she not here? I got all these names. How about Karen Mack? Karen's here. Daniel Garcia? Gatica. How about Douglas Epperhart? Douglas, come on up. Thank you. So the EmpowerLA Awards go to 7 neighborhood councils that are the following: North Hills East, Silver Lake Park Mesa Heights, Mar Vista, Sherman Oaks, Mid-City, and Harbor Gateway North. Are those folks here? Come on down.
Mid-City, me.
Come on down. Get on camera, everybody. Come on down. It's time to come up here. The first one is Sherman Oaks Neighborhood Council. One for the Neighborhood Services Committee Pothole Lottery, a campaign to identify the worst potholes in the alleyways in Sherman Oaks and get them repaired. Stakeholder remarked, "I've waited 54 years for the dangerous potholes in front of my house to be fixed." And the Director of Street Services, Nazario Salceda, explained, "This is a model for what neighborhood councils' participation should be, doing the research and taking action. Sherman Oaks Neighborhood Council." There you go. Congratulations. You have a couple words to say?
Just a moment. Thank you very much for this award, and I accept this on behalf of the full Neighborhood Council. Everybody on the council works very hard to improve life in the neighborhoods and to work very closely with the City Council, and we appreciate this award, and it shows what citizens can do when they get together and work together to improve life in the city. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Our next recipient, Mid-City Neighborhood Council. Let's hear it from Mid-City Neighborhood Council. Isn't that you, Mr. Wesson?
Yes, it is. I'm very proud of
backyard. There you go. Honored for their work on the Washington Boulevard Improvement Project that has kept them busy since 2005, improving safety, beauty, economic development along the corridor. Gang activity went down. Crime rate went down by over 50%. in the first 2 years. Graffiti tagging dropped from 198 times a week to less than 10 times per week. The CRA and CD10, impressed with their results, helped the group gather funding for their goal of a medium island, which was completed this summer with community input on design and placement. Mid-City Neighborhood Council. You want to speak? How you doing?
On behalf of Mid-City Neighborhood Council, it is my honor to accept this award.
We want to take a picture with the president.
You want to say something?
Oh, no.
Don't be shy.
She's not shy, Zine. Trust me, Betty is not shy.
I just want to say we want to take a picture. Mid-City would like to take a picture with the president.
And the president wants to take a picture with you.
We'll get the president down off his pedestal. Go ahead. Somebody else. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
And I want to thank Herb for all his help with Mid-City when I was president there. Thank you.
Alan.
There you go. Accolades to Herb Wesson, council
Alan,
president.
you let your hair grow.
Thank you, Herb Wesson. Our next recipient is Harbor Gateway North Neighborhood Council. Harbor Gateway, for their organizing the community and turning out large numbers of residents to protest the development of land under the freeway, a project that they contended would result in environmental and health issues for the residents. They stayed on it for years and prevailed, convincing the Planning Commission to oppose the zone change. Let's hear it for Harbor Gateway North Neighborhood Council. Microphone is yours.
Thank you. It's an honor, and it's a all-encompassing award for our work in our neighborhood. We have the unity of diversity there that is continuing, and we appreciate this award so much. And we'd like to thank Councilman Buscaino's staff, who are marvelous in helping us to continue to be the best that we can be. Thank you.
Anyone else from Harbor Gateway wish to speak? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Rosalie, you've been nominated.
We just want to thank the residents of the area who helped to organize themselves to fight this development issue. The developer was going to create 24 small townhomes under the 91 freeway overpass. And as a result of our coming to the City Planning Commission, the City Planning Commission has now instituted some policies that would help prevent such proposals in the future. So it's a protection for all of the neighborhoods of the city.
Go ahead.
And I also would like to thank Mr. Buscaino and his council. They did a wonderful job. That was my area, District 1. And it meant a whole lot to us because there were going to be 24 houses in there in an area that you wouldn't believe how small it was. We have to do something about Caltrans giving away these properties, and it's very important that you stay on top of it. And we bless you guys for taking the time to just honor our neighborhood council. Thank you very much.
All right. Congratulations to Harbor Gateway. Now, how about the next recipient, Mar Vista Community Council. Mar Vista, Mr. Rosendahl.
Right here. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Okay, the Mar Vista Community Council's Green Committee brought home an award for their annual Green Garden Showcase that engages the community in the sustainability lifestyle by putting the spotlight on drought-tolerant and food-producing gardens with a popular tour that connects people with the council. Mar Vista Community Council.
Thank you so much. Thanks to Paul Koretz and Bill Rosendahl, our council members who give us terrific support in publicizing and promoting our tour. And our goal is to get every single garden in Mar Vista, from the single-family homes to the commercial to the multi-residential, sustainable. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Go ahead.
Again, thank you, Bill, for believing us and supporting us for all these years and really nurturing our council. Thank you very much.
Picking up the greens with me on Sundays for my chickens and turkeys. I love it.
Thanks again.
I also want to thank our very, very supportive council members, and I want to invite everyone here to visit us Sunday at our wonderful Mar Vista Farmers Market. The Green Committee is there every week with our green tent and an Echo guest, and we're right next door to our MVCC booth at the Farmers Market, where people from the community can come and talk to us and address their concerns.
Very good. Thank you. Congratulations. And now we have the North Hills East Neighborhood Council, honored for their commitment to bilingual civic engagement and for their ambitious outreach strategies that include professional translation services, completed with social media in English and Spanish to engage their community and to form partnerships with schools, parent centers, nonprofit organizations, and law enforcement. North Hills East Neighborhood Council.
Thank you, everyone. I am very proud and happy to accept this award on behalf of the hard-working neighborhood council members of North Hills East, as well as the not-for-profit organizations, our hard-working communities, and volunteers who help to make this possible. Outreach is all about reaching your target, and that means including everyone and through a variety of ways, and that is what North Hills East has done by hitting the ground running, meeting school principals, getting in touch with not-for-profits, working with parents, apartment building managers, our beautification committee, hitting the streets, cleaning the streets. That's what it's all about, and we are a new neighborhood council, so we want to thank the Department of LA Empowerment for all of the support they've given to us. Special thanks to Amelia Herrera Robles and Stephen Box as well for always giving us inspiration. Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you to Richard Arlecon and Tony Cardenas for being a great part of our council and really helping with the beautification committee. We've cleaned up a lot of homeless encampments, a lot of streets, and a lot of bulky items, as well as the drains. And I'd like to thank the council and Dunn for all they've done, and especially the stakeholders, because without the stakeholders, we wouldn't have a council. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you. And our next recipient is the Silver Lake Neighborhood Council. Silver Lake Neighborhood Council, Mr. Garcetti, Silver Lake. Received the EmpowerLA Award for their work on the Silver Lake Reservoir, a project that started when they heard that the beloved sycamore trees were tagged for removal. They investigated, discovered that DWP's plan to rip up the park for a large pipeline. It wasn't going to happen. They went in action, eventually moving the pipeline to the bottom of the reservoir and saving $20 million in construction costs. Silver Lake Neighborhood Council.
I really want to thank our two very supportive council members, Councilmember Garcetti and Councilmember Labange, for all their support. But yes, the story is we heard from our community. They saw that our beloved sycamore trees had red paint around them. They called us up. We sprang into action, and we demanded from DWP. They kept saying, no, 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 this is the only plan. This is how it's going to work. And we didn't take that for an answer. We said, no, there has to be a better way. And we worked and we worked, and we saved the trees and $20 million. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'll just add my thanks also to Councilman Garcetti and Councilman Labange for all their help and support, and from their staff as well as our stakeholders. And I would also look at the council as a whole and ask you, when you're looking at budget for neighborhood councils, please be kind. We need the money, we use the money wisely, and it helps us reach the community in every way possible. So please, please don't cut our budgets, okay?
I'd like to thank Councilman Tom Labange and Eric Garcetti. We're very proud of our Silver Lake Neighborhood Council. We're very proud of the Los Angeles Council, and the $20 million that we saved, we'd like to be sent to the Silver Lake Neighborhood Council and also all seriousness, we need money to continue the good advocacy we provide to those who live in our neighborhood. So when you reconsider the budget, please strongly consider the neighborhood councils. We do the work that others can't do for themselves. So thank you.
Yes. Once again, thanks to our two great council members, and certainly we can use that savings to help repair the sidewalks over in Silver Lake. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you. And our final recipient is Park Mesa Heights. Highlight. What is a highlight? Community Council hosts an annual Unity Fest that draws thousands of people to a festival that is held in Van Ness Park, connecting people with health providers, departments that deliver civic services, organizations that represent the stakeholders and the history of the community, all as an expression of unity. Park Mesa Heights Community Council.
I would like to thank everyone, especially Councilman Parks, for all the help he gave us in our Unity Fest. Our Unity Fest consists of all the libraries, the schools, the principals in the area, and we really appreciate it. Our Unity Fest will be on the 31st. We have over 20 tents. Everything is free, all the food. We don't allow anyone to sell anything there. Thank you.
Hi, I would also thank everyone for all that you've done for our community, especially to Councilman Parks for his office being so diligently working with everyone in our area, and for the providing services for cleanup and beautification and repairing the sidewalks. We have so much to be grateful for, and just thank you for everything.
All right, now let's hear from the folks that helped put this together. Gracie, you're the general manager. Hear from you.
In fact, Mr. Zine, I have members that are patiently waiting on the queue. I'd like to defer to them at this point. If
then we'll
it's
come
okay
back to
with
this.
you.
Okay, that's fine.
Bill Rosendahl.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Appreciate this moment. I just want to acknowledge the Mar Vista crowd. Come on up to the podium again. And just this moment to be able to say, I know them all because a familiar face is a familiar face in a democracy when you're interacting and working. What has been the greatest joy for me in these 8 years in this government is working with the community. And for the community to realize I have no hidden agenda on anything. And when I went to my farmer's market, which I opened up within as quickly as I could when I got elected to this job, I quietly went every Sunday to get greens for my chickens and my turkeys. And as time went on, people realized it's the councilman, you know? And I'd be quietly doing stuff, and before you know it, people would come up with issues. So when you're accessible and open and positive, people come and share things to you. You know, just the other day, that great lady sitting right there, Jean, and I gave her a kiss with the hat on. She comes by the house and she brings me food. All of them have been bringing food, getting me out of my cancer, getting me back to life. So I'm living, and I'm going to live a long time more. And I can thank neighborhood councils in this great city for the energy, positive spirit, and hopefulness of loving our city and moving forward. So I'm as good to go. I'd like to get a photo, if I could, standing there right now, and put it in my Facebook. And I'm so happy I can walk without the walker.
Bill, you're off mic and screen.
Come on down, Bill.
I'm going to get right in here with my lovely people, right in the middle, if I could. Put it right here, and I'll get right there.
Bill on his hands, except for...
We are a community, we are a family, and the more we show our love for one another, the more the democracy works. We got it? Everybody look at those cameras.
Which one?
I'll get in here.
Whatever, paparazzi.
Thank you, Mr. Rosendahl.
Thank you very much.
I'd now like to call on Councilman Garcetti.
Mr. Garcetti.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you to the most incredible volunteer force that Los Angeles has, our neighborhood councils, and thank you for the great work you did. Congratulations. I've worked with a number of neighborhood councils, not just Silver Lake, which makes me so proud and really has set the bar for so long, one of the very first neighborhood councils, remaining one of the most active. And I think you guys should have probably worked on commission Because if you save $20 million for the city, you probably could have, by just like 1% would have been fair, maybe $200,000, sprinkle it around other neighborhood councils, we would have been set. But you guys did an incredible job. Tom LaBonge and I sat down every single day with new pictures and new ideas in the Silver Lake Reservoir of how to get a very important public works project done, but you did it in an extraordinary way that really resulted in the neighborhood being better off, the environment being better off, and our budget being better off. So thank you. Congratulations to all the neighborhood councils. And you know, the first chapter of neighborhood councils has been a good one, but you're really opening the page to a second chapter that I think will be bigger and bolder, will be full of more power and more empowerment. So I love your signs. Keep calm and let's empower LA. Thanks.
Mr. Koretz.
Well, I want to recognize, of course, all the neighborhood councils and all the great work that they've done, and their friends scattered throughout some of the other neighborhood councils, particularly Rosalie Preston, who I've known actually for longer than I should admit in the Harbor Gateway area. Perhaps since before at least one council member was born in this council. I shouldn't have said that way. I particularly love Mar Vista, which I represent part of. First, for the wonderful things you've done to encourage Bill Rosendahl and help him through his difficulties, but particularly because of the great environmental things that this neighborhood council has done. It has to be the greenest neighborhood council in the city, and particularly their great work with plastic bag issues. And this is one of their permanent bags that you can not only use, but you can roll it up and put it in your pocket, so it's totally convenient. They do all kinds of great environmental stuff. They're a great example to the rest of the neighborhood councils and the rest of the city, and I thank you all for everything that you've done.
Mr. Parks. Mr. Parks.
All right, I'll fill in for Mr. Parks. Right now, I'll speak for Mr. Parks.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank our neighborhood council with Ted Thomas and also Lady Gage for being here. There's so many things that they've helped the council district with, from dealing with the Angeles Mesa Library renovation, to dealing with the Crenshaw light rail line, to dealing with our attempt to get a grocery store on Crenshaw, to so many things, from the signage on Crenshaw where they identified their communities, that they have put forth all of that effort to make the community better. The issues that also reflected is that in the era before them coming into office, we had quite a turmoil. In fact, many times that neighborhood council could not meet because it did not have a quorum. They've changed that dynamic over the last several years, and their creation of the Unity program at Van Ness Park that recently was renovated and brings a tremendous number of community people in as it relates to the exercise program and a number of things, the kinds of issues that Ted and his group have concentrated on. So we're just pleased to be supportive of them, because they have been such a help of bringing together our community. And Gracie, again, thank you, because of your leadership. Dunn is on a path of really being successful in our city. Thank you.
Mr. LaBonge.
Thank you. I just wanted to rise. It is a city of great neighborhoods. And in great neighborhoods which are organized, great things happen. And I wanted to thank all their involvement, but I also want to thank our departments. Silver Lake has a cooperative effort with DWP, who came forth, who saw there should be change, and they made change in this project. So I want to congratulate everybody on that effort, including the Department of Water and Power, and also thank our departments that go to meetings and listen. Sometimes they listen to you more than they listen to us, believe it or not. So thank you, and congratulations to every neighborhood council, and anyone who wants to make a difference in Los Angeles. Get involved in your community, whether it's a neighborhood council, a Friends of the Library, a police athletic league, or the youth centers at our recreation centers. Make a difference. It's people make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. LaBonge. And Mr. Zine, I'll just take a moment. I want to thank Mink, not only for all of the hard work they do, and one of the most efficient neighborhood councils that I've ever had the pleasure to deal with. But I want to thank you guys for a personal reason. Mink taught me how to work with a neighborhood council. And I almost drove Alan crazy, but he didn't give up on me. And I think we have a great working relationship. I want to thank you for that and let you know that I have learned a lot from you and that I appreciate you. With that said, Mr. Alarcon.
Council members, I too stand to say thank you to the neighborhood council system. We tried this experiment and it's working. The fact of the matter is we don't have the time to be able to insert ourselves into every single block of our communities that we serve because our districts are so large. I do support expanding the city council in terms of numbers so that we can get closer to our districts. But the neighborhood council system has been a bridge to communities and done activities that we have not been able to do. I do think, though, that we just need to bite the bullet and double the budget for the neighborhood councils. And I'm not saying that because I need your vote, because I hope never to need any more votes in my life. But I'm saying that because I truly believe that if we are honest about our support for the neighborhood councils, our actions evidence that by how we spend our budget. So I'd be happy to work with you to do just that in this upcoming budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Alarcon. And I'd just like to take a moment to thank all the neighborhood councils for their hard work. I want to echo my colleagues. As volunteers, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of energy, there's creative tension, but the fact is we're all coming to the same place, making a better city. So for that, I thank all the neighborhood councils, especially those in District 1. So Councilman Zine, for close, no one else on the queue.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to bring forth the folks from the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment to have a couple comments. First, our General Manager, Gracie Liu, come on forward, and then we'll hear from the other representatives.
Good morning. Thank you so much. I'm really privileged to serve the City of Los Angeles and our neighborhood council system, and I'm really thrilled that Councilmember Zine, recognized and their work today. And I really want to thank not only all the city council members for their hard work in terms of collaborating with their neighborhood councils. I want to thank the city departments that are working with them too, because it really to provide that access and the influence is indeed their mission of the neighborhood councils. So I particularly want to thank Councilmember Parks and again Councilmember Zine for their work with the neighborhood councils in the Education Neighborhoods Committee, and really acknowledge the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners for creating the EmpowerLA Awards so that we could start acknowledging the great work neighborhood councils do throughout the city. So I would like definitely for the commissioners to speak on their awards, and want to thank acknowledge and thank the mayor's office, Tori Osborne, Yolanda Fuentes, and of course the mayor for working with the neighborhood councils all these years. Thank you very much.
And I will say that Gracie's leadership in the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment has really been a guiding light to not only the neighborhood councils but to the city council. You've really taken and moved forward in a very positive fashion. So I want to commend you for all the fine work you did. Len Schaefer is the man who started this idea. Len Schaefer from the great Tarzana community. Tarzana community, Len Schaefer. Commissioner.
Council members, good morning. And Councilmember Zine, thank you very much for taking on this effort. Somebody I've known since he wasn't even a sergeant when I first met him, and that's going to tell you how long ago that was. I just want to say that this is not the end, it's just the beginning. Commissioner Mack will be up here in a minute to tell you that we're going to do this again next year, and we hope to be back here to honor the members of the neighborhood councils who get the 7 awards this year, just like we're doing now, because it lets them know that their efforts are worthwhile and that they're appreciated. Thank you again for having us here.
Good morning, Council. I and my colleagues pat ourselves on the back every time we see each other because we feel like we have the best commission job in the city. We get to go around to neighborhoods and be inspired by these neighborhood councils and all the neighborhood councils doing great work around Los Angeles. And in creating the awards, we really wanted to have the rest of the city recognize and celebrate the neighborhood councils and the inspiration that we feel by what we see on an ongoing basis. And so this represents the first annual award, and we see this as continuing. So we're looking forward to your support in the next cycle of awards, which will start right now. And so we're going to be recruiting nominations for neighborhood councils. And so we look forward to working with you to celebrate more neighborhood councils and to really promote citizen participation as one of the key things that continues to make Los Angeles the great city that it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Couple more.
Commissioner Epperhart from San Pedro. 14 years ago, when the current charter was adopted by the voters, it opened the door to the biggest participation by volunteers in the history of this city, maybe any city. There are now about 1,700 neighborhood council board members, all of whom are to some extent or another true community activists. And what you've seen here today are just 7 stories about what neighborhood councils have accomplished in this city. And in the coming years, you are going to hear a lot more. I just want to say what I always say about neighborhood councils: the best thing about them are the people who participate. So let's give them one more round of applause.
Zine?
2 more, Mr. President.
Good morning, Council President and Council members. My name is Yolanda Fuentes Miranda. On behalf of the Mayor and our Deputy Mayor, Tori Osborne, we would just like to congratulate these amazing neighborhood council leaders who are true angels in Los Angeles, working and caring for our community. Councilman Zine and Councilman Parks, thank you so much for taking the time of council, honoring these great neighborhood councils, and of course to Gracie, thank you for your leadership and your vision for our department. Thank you.
Tori Osborne.
Thank you, Councilman Zine. This is an extraordinary experiment in democracy. What we see today is the creativity, the resiliency. Dunn's budget was cut by 60% because of the crisis the city was going through. Despite that, the neighborhood councils are flourishing, are growing, and the next chapter, as Councilman Garcetti said, begins now, and we expect nothing but greatness. On behalf of Mayor Villaraigosa, who has invested, believes in the neighborhood councils, believes bringing government closer to the people, believes in you and your leadership, I want to thank you, and thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to close by saying we have 95 neighborhood councils. You've seen a small sampling of the neighborhood councils representing the fine people of the city of Los Angeles. We appreciate your involvement, appreciate the commission, appreciate LA. Come together. Neighborhood councils is a way to the future. Thank you very much. And again, let's acknowledge the recipients of this year's Neighborhood Council Awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Zine.
Go back to photos.